What's new with the weather? What's new? What's with the temperature now? What's the high? What's the low?
I'm glad we should have asked them to make it sound modern.
No, it's perfect. Just
It's
the way
perfect.
It is.
Yeah, very retro.
John and Gordy Singers welcoming in Brittany Merlot. Brittany, good to have you with us.
Hey.
Thank you. I felt like I needed an umbrella to do a little dance with that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And we want to let everybody know Brittany's going to join us every morning now at this time.
True.
Not just once a week,
right?
Every day, Monday through Friday.
Did we corner her into this, It's free.
Oh, no. I love this, you guys. This is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we love talking to you in the morning. So,
Yeah.
now you said you did a little research on the cicada problem that we
haven't really had that many cicadas in Wisconsin.
I haven't heard any this summer at all.
I've heard that they were over in the Lake Geneva area, and that was the last that I had heard about it, at least in Wisconsin. So, but okay. So what you guys are talking about, they call it like this sex-crazed zombie STD, basically.
That's right, a zombie. Yes.
Okay, wait a minute.
Zombie cicadas.
What?
That's right.
Zombie cicadas?
Yes. That's a movie now.
Pete Schwab is like, oh, I got to write this down.
This is a great,
What a great movie
screenplay.
idea. Okay, tell us about zombie cicadas.
Okay. So I guess what they're getting is basically a fungus from the soil, and it could be while they're coming out of the ground, it could be while they're in there, or even while they're above ground, they're dragging their bellies around and they're grabbing this fungus. So if you think about it, fungus, right, is like they're basically on shrooms in a sense. Like they're losing their mind. This is such a crazy conversation.
The cicadas on shrooms.
Wow.
I love it.
That's frightening and also fascinating.
And it's
So why haven't these been in Wisconsin? I mean, they've happened in northern Illinois.
Hey, we're talking about the disease here, and they lose their sex parts. The worst part, these zombies.
Is that right?
it's so crazy. So it's like this fungus plugs their abdomen, and then they, lose their sex parts, and then they start to change their voices and the way they act because it's like making them sound smaller and more female, and then their wings flap like females, like you were saying. And so I don't know, but they're attracting both sexes. They're spreading this STD, and that's why it's coming north, because it's from the south. This was like a Tennessee problem, down south problem.
Oh, Tennessee.
That's now made its way to Champaign.
Man, I'll tell you.
Wow. Okay.
They need to make a movie. They do.
They do.
I would think so.
Idea. Yeah, I'd watch that too. All right.
Zombie cicadas.
Yeah. Well, now let's get to the weather for today.
Who cares about the weather?
It's beautiful. All right. Well, we can talk more cicadas. You have more cicada questions?
I have no. Okay, putting me on the spot.
Okay.
But let's talk weather.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful here this morning. How is it in Wausau?
It's really pretty here too. The sun is out. It's looking great, but it's not going to stay that way all day.
Wow. No. What's going to happen now?
I know. Well, the weather that calms and quiets the cicadas. The rain. Going to shut them up.
Oh, no kidding.
We've got clouds headed our way, and maybe some stormy weather.
Yeah. So today, mainly just clouds increasing for you this afternoon. Maybe a scattered shower or two from about noon to 3 or so. Nothing crazy today. Not even heavy rainfall. But as we go through tomorrow, the heat humidity starts to build just a little bit more, and then do have chances. Yes. Those are going to be wild.
Don't forget about the dew points.
Yeah. Dew points getting in the mid 60s, even higher.
Gordy knows I'm preoccupied with dew points. They don't give it enough in the weather forecast, and it makes me angry.
They never talk about the jet stream anymore.
No, they don't.
Why is
that either?
What's wrong? Is the jet stream just not a factor anymore? Or they don't have time for that map?
Yeah, we don't have time for it. Nope.
Or the vortex, whatever.
You do TV weather occasionally, right?
Yes.
What TV station do you work for?
Well, not necessarily anywhere anymore, but I was,
some
course,
freelance
up north. I used to do the Fox Valley. I'm in the Wausau area now, so
yeah. All right. I always wonder about the TV aspect of things with the weather.
know.
You wonder. What do you mean?
Well, the weather, the graphics just keep getting more and more involved and crazy.
I love
and
those.
I know they're beautiful, but and they have different ways of explaining every single thing about the weather. There's always coming up with a new graphic.
Yeah.
Now, the one that I always see in the morning is bus stop weather. They have all these little bus stops driving around, and the kids jumping off the bus. And
Bus
got to
stop
have
weather?
bus stop weather
Oh,
because the kids
no.
are heading out to the bus stop. They need
so
to know
that's where it
what
went.
to wear. Yeah.
Gordy,
Oh,
when
that
you
one's
first
funny.
started,
What?
when you first started doing TV weather, did they even
Yeah.
have green screens at that point, or was
Yes,
it still
they
like
had-
a?
yeah.
Okay,
Yes, they
okay, so
had
you're not
green
that
screen.
old.
They had green. Oh, I'm pretty old, but they had green screens and they had blue screens. But most of them are green now. Yeah, they had blue screens. But then they realized, people that wear blue clothing would disappear on the front of the screen.
Didn't you
That
have-
happened for one of my school pictures once, actually.
Is that right?
I wore a green shirt.
Yeah.
And I was just a floating head
Yeah.
in the school computer. For some reason, it showed up fine, like when the pictures were printed,
Yeah.
but on a computer, I
Well,
was
that's-
just a floating head.
That's actually, I did that bit.
That's
I had a
beautiful.
green cloak that I wore, and for Halloween I was just a head floating
Oh,
around
no
on
kidding.
the
That's great.
on the
great.
weather map.
I missed
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep, I
Fun
had done the
stuff.
same thing. I put tape as if I was a stick figure on my green outfit, so it looked like a stick figure with my head, and then my hands were there. So
That's an
Perfect.
even better
God,
idea.
You should do that all the time.
Yeah, I
I
like
know.
that. Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Well, when I was in weather, we had magnets, and we used to
you were
move
never
the,
a weather man. What are you talking
move
about?
the clouds around
Yeah.
with magnets.
Yeah,
I
in the
would
old
love to
days,
go that way.
in the really old days of TV, and I've seen this way before my
Yeah.
time. In the 50s, they used to use blackboards. No
Yes,
kidding.
yes.
And they would just use chalk and blackboards to put the numbers, the figures on, the
Yeah.
high temperature, low temperature, all that stuff.
When I was a young kid in Milwaukee, they had puppets on their weather forecasts.
Albert the
No
Alley
way.
Cat.
Albert the Alley Cat.
Oh, you
Yes.
should Google Albert the Alley Cat, Milwaukee TV.
Yes.
And I don't know what station. I think Tom Skilling actually got Albert the Alley Cat fired.
Yes, he didn't like it.
He didn't like it when he was in
wanted to
Milwaukee.
take weather
You remember Tom
seriously.
Skilling?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
he's-
way.
Just retired from WGN after many, many years. Yeah,
He did,
yeah, he
he
was a
did.
Milwaukee weatherman. He actually started in Madison.
Oh, yes,
at
yes, he
WKOW.
did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's
Yeah.
actually from the area that I'm from, the suburb of
Yeah.
Chicago, and I interned
Right.
with him for
Oh,
when
no
I was in
kidding.
college and stuff. Yeah, so me
What a
and
great
Tom
guy.
Skilling, we go way back.
Yeah, yeah. And he just retired recently, a couple of months ago, a few months
Good for
ago.
him.
Gave him a big send off.
Yes, and well
Brittany,
deserved.
Yes. Well, anyway, that's
All right.
that's
Well,
our
I
weather
think-
talk for this.
Well, I think we've gotten to the bottom of the zombie cicadas as well, and I'm
Thank
glad
goodness
we
for
could
that.
close
right.
the book on that.
Yeah.
Brittany,
with us.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We hope you have a good day. Enjoy the
Thanks.
weather where you are.
You
And,
too.
may good weather always
And we'll
be your
talk to
friend.
you from the Short Stack Eatery tomorrow
Yeah.
as we eat breakfast, and you can join us.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of
I'm
these days
excited.
we should have you come down and have breakfast with
If you're
us.
ever in the
I
area.
would love to. I would love
right.
to. Yes, let's
All
do
right.
that. Let's plan it.
That's Brittany Merlot, our meteorologist here for Civic Media. Thanks for joining us, Brittany. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
right.
Bye-bye now. 29 past the hour. Pete Schwabe is in the green room. He is coming up next. Mr. Nightlight on the John and Gordy Show.
Oh, yeah.
Let the sun shine.
It's the John and Gordy Show.